My name is Glenn Davis, originally from Brooklyn, New York, by ways of Virginia. Currently I'm living in Clarksville, Tennessee. My job is I work with the Army, United States Army, as an avionic mechanic. Here to talk about my R32. From what I saw from the pictures, it looked immaculate. The loan process was simple. I went through my bank, maybe Federal, and I told them that I was interested in purchasing a Skyline. I told them in 1989, and with that I would have to get a auto loan with collateral. And basically what that is, you get an appraisal on the car, and basically whatever you're asking for, you're putting that car as collateral. So if you don't make payments, they'll take it back and sell it to get their money back. But I just had to show them pictures. I'll get an appraiser out there to check out the car. Once I did that, I got the loan. Registering honestly took about 5 minutes. As soon as I got the title, I ran it up to the local DMV. I gave them the title. Since it was on lien from the bank or whatnot, I just had to give them the bank that had the lien name on it. I got it registered, they gave me plates for it, and that was that. I used Progressive when I owned my S2000, plus my wife's Honda Odyssey. We just called up the insurance company and we talked to them, let them know that I just purchased a Skyline. They looked it up. It was a little funny because they wasn't registering it in the database, so they just had to do some more digging, but they found the car and I was able to put it on my auto insurance along with 2 other cars, so it's fine, no problems, full coverage. I daily drive it, just to work, back, car meets, that's about it. No reliability issues, everything works perfect. Changed the oil, just gave it a one-over, washed it some more. Other than that, mechanical-wise, no issues. No issues, so I'm thoroughly happy with it. When I was going through and I was looking at different import companies, they would have their pictures. Some of the insides didn't look as intact as it should, or it had like a little wear and tear on the body or whatnot, but as soon as I saw this car, I had to have it. Everything looked good and went off a leap of faith and was just like, hey, this looks really clean. And if anything, 5 other friends who own Skylines. So if there's any problem with the body or anything, I know they would help me out with it. But I wasn't skeptical or anything else like that. I just took that chance. And I was really anxious, honestly. As soon as I bought the car, I would go to sleep. The hardest part was just looking for a shipper to bring it up, because I knew I couldn't travel down there and then bring it up in one day. So we would talk to people and they'd be like, yeah, we'll get back to you. And it'd be 2 or 3 days before I got any word from them. And even then it was just we still haven't found anybody. I woke up one morning, it was about 4 o'clock. I was like, I really have to find a shipping company. And there was one out in Florida. I called them as soon as they opened and I said, hey, I just bought a Skyline. It's in Tampa at Montu Motors. I need it picked up. What can you do? Literally, it took an hour before she found a driver, another hour before it was on the bed of their truck coming up to Nashville or Clarksville where I live. I was happy. The whole time, it was a 24-hour turnaround from when he picked it up to when it got to my house. I got his number, and that whole time I would call him periodically, hey, how's it going and whatnot. He was like, hey, I'm on my way, and I got a text message from him saying, hey, I just hit Nashville, I'll be there in a few. He was like, give me an hour. And I was looking at the clock every 5 minutes waiting for it. It was about an hour. I just walked outside and just looked down the street, just waiting and whatnot. And then I saw the truck, and I saw a car on the bed of the truck, and I was just like, oh my God, this is it, this is it. So then I got my camera out and I was just filming the whole thing, and it was like Christmas pretty much for me. So that whole process, it was too easy, so. Yeah. My wife, she likes it. She helped me get it. She wanted to have her full trust in the company that we would deal with importing a car. She was happy for me once I got it. After I put some mods on it and stuff like that, she's still a little happy, but she says I still spend more time with the car than I do her, so it's a little tit for tat. She's happy for me. She jokes around a little bit, but she loves the car. She likes it. She thinks it's great. She likes it more now that it has a lot more room than the S2000. Because driving the S2000, a little cramped up in there a little bit, no back seat. And now she has a little leg room and stuff like that, so she likes it. She likes it a lot. When I first got the car and I was driving it, ran smooth and everything else like that, but being so used to my S2000, I bought an NVIDIA exhaust and it was really loud. And everybody was telling me that you're gonna get annoyed with it, but it never bothered me. I like the noise. So when I got the Skyline, it was really quiet, really, really quiet. You could not tell that thing coming down the street at all. So I was like, I need some sound. That was my reasoning. I bought a Tomei TI Extreme exhaust, and then I did a Tomei Cat Delete. It increased the horsepower a lot. You could tell about the response, and it has that nice little rumble to it. You know it's coming. I have a whole bucket list, so I'm just working from that. The next thing, I need Y-pipe to connect with the test pipe that I got, the Test Elite. Just bought some bills And I'm going to keep my dock Skyline wheels as winter wheels and put these on for the summer. So I got 18 by 9.5s Work Emotion D9Rs. I just got those like yesterday. UPS dropped those off. I get a lot of attention, even when I'm driving down the street, or whether it's the highway or just like my subdivision. Everybody turns their head, or I'll get like, hey, you're driving on the wrong side of the vehicle, and I'm just like, it's right somewhere. You know what I'm saying? People look, stop, stare, point, or do double takes if they're driving and whatnot. So it feels good. It feels good. When I go to car meets, like, I'll get a whole crowd just gather around and ask me a billion questions. It never gets old. They ask me, like, you know, how much it costs, or, you know, how fast is it, or what's the specs, and I let them know. And it doesn't bother me at all. It feels good pretty much, because like when I was growing up, all my friends back in Virginia and whatnot, we would talk about like the cars we would import, you know, like RX-7 or Sylvia, you know, S15 and stuff like that when we get older. And now I'm like really living it, so it feels good. It feels good. And I have the help of my friends and everybody else in the car scene. If I need anything, they'll check it out for me. I'd like to give a shout out to my wife, first of all, for doing most of the legwork, for getting the Skyline for me, you know, helping me out through those long nights being stressed out. I'd like to give a shout out to the Revolution crew. Jeremy, Stefan, Anthony, Adam, Courtney, Will, all of them. I'd like to give a shout out to my friend Josh for coming out here with me, you know, traveling to car meets and everything, and just all the guys back in Clarksville, the car community, and everybody else who supports me and helps me with my car. So thank you. If you're looking to import a right-hand drive car, if you're looking to get a Skyline, I would definitely go through Montu Motors again and again. Their process is really simple. They do most of the legwork for you, like importing the car, getting the title, transferring it over to a U.S. state title, and then giving it to you. The process literally took about a week before I looked at the car, got pictures, got the appraisal, talked to my bank, got approved, and had it at my doorstep. So I would recommend Montu Motors to all my friends, and when I decide to import another car, I will go through Montu Motors.
Had a lot of cars, but this one I'm probably never going to sell. Definitely a keeper.
I think this car is a better quality of car than a lot of newer cars.
I had a great experience with Montu. Now wait to fucking bang around the corners, now fucking blast.
People look, stop, stare, point. It feels good. It feels good. I would definitely go through Montu Motors again and again.
I think the most common question I get, is it real? Absolutely recommend Montu Motors as a premier GTR importer. We were one of the first from the scene. Couldn't be happier with my purchase from Montu Motors.